Welcome friends to CNS Viewpoint. We are back again at 5 p.m. India time with our thoughts and views on another issue which made us think today. So friends, as you might have read, that US Food and Drug Administration has banned over 55,000 e-cigarettes or ends, which are also called as probably electronic nicotine dispensing system. These are new kinds of tobacco products which are well, if you ask me, then I think tobacco industry and other industries have launched these because these are not regulated like other tobacco products. But tobacco kills, no matter in which form we consume. Tobacco will kill. As per WHO, World Health Organization, 1 out of every 2 tobacco user will die of some tobacco-related cause. So these 55,000 ends or e-cigarettes were banned by US FDA, Food and Drug Administration of US. And guess the number of applications which were received by US FDA for approval or processing. 6.5 million applications of different kind of ends products. 6.5 million different kinds of ends products. These many applications are with the US FDA. They were received by US FDA, and it has banned 55,000 of the ends cigarettes. US FDA also said that those ends or e-cigarettes that have not been launched should not be allowed to be launched, and those which have been launched, they should be removed or face enforcement. More importantly, it also added that 80% of the e-cigarette users or end users are in the age group of 12 to 17 years of age. Friends, we may remember that even traditional tobacco products, the habit began, the addiction began, the journey towards disease and death for the person who uses it, and for the industry towards happily goes to the bank. The journey begins at during very early years, below the age of 18. So tobacco industry, whether it is the forms of cigarette tobacco which are better known to us, to our generation, I'll hesitate to call us old, but like cigarettes and other kinds of chewing tobacco products, etc., or whether it is it's also the same industry which is also producing the e-cigarettes or electronic nicotine dispensing system. But there are other forms of industries also which have come up, mushroomed. So all these industries are also using the same playbook. They are also using the same playbook, hooking children and young people below the age of 18, as US FDA has said. 12 to 17 years of age group, more than 80% of e-cigarette users belong to that age group. It is the same kind of deadly deception, same kind of lies, same kind of industry tactics to keep profit before people, and which we had seen in used by the tobacco industry 30 years back, 40 years back, 50 years back, 60 years back, and even till recently, and even now tobacco industry is infamously known for those kind of lies and deception and tactics. And we see the same kind of tactics, same kind of playbook, same kind of game, but it's the same old wine in new bottle. And now we see ends or e-cigarettes. Similarly, they are hooking young children and young people, similar age group, 12 to 17. Over 80% of addiction of people who are using e-cigarettes belong to this kind of age group. And imagine the kind of number of applications pending with US FDA or received by US FDA. 6.5 million these ends products applications were received by US FDA. This is when the recognition that tobacco is an important, totally avoidable obstacle towards sustainable development. Tobacco industry is a big obstacle and challenge in achieving sustainable development. The acknowledgement that the economic toll of tobacco use is $1.4 trillion every year is growing with among governments as well as in public health advocates, and scientific evidence is building up considerably. So in this kind of atmosphere, when tobacco seems to be the only logical thing if we are to truly achieve sustainable development goals where no one is left behind on the planet. And in this, when end tobacco is an imperative towards that, the industry is coming up with new tricks and tactics, new kind of new deception and tricks, but using the same old playbook and continuing to hook our children and young people. So please beware, please be cautious, make sure children and young people are very well informed, they make informed choices. And more importantly, our governments regulate the tobacco industry, decimate and ban these kind of products, all kinds of tobacco products. Tobacco kills no matter which form we consume it in. So be very, it is not just about individual responsibility that you and I have to make informed choices, but it is also about government and holding governments to account to make sure that public health and social justice laws are in place so that we do not have to deal with avoidable problems such as tobacco, which is entirely 100% avoidable. Each and every death due to tobacco, there are more than 8 million people who die because of tobacco every year. Each of those deaths was preventable, friends. Each of the disease caused by tobacco is totally preventable. We already have crippling burden of diseases and infections to deal with. We don't need to add such a huge, massive load and burden on our overburdened health systems. Please, let's hope that our children and young people will choose wisely. They will choose life. They will choose health over tobacco. And the industries, whether it is of e-cigarettes or any ends products or any other tobacco product, they will not be able to lure them, deceive them like our generations, lot of our generation people got to. So with these words and with the hope that governments will hold these tobacco corporations and end corporations to account and liable legally and financially, and make stronger decisions at the forthcoming Conference of the Parties of the Global Tobacco Treaty, formerly called the Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. Let us conclude CNS Viewpoint, and we will meet again tomorrow at 5 p.m. India time with our thoughts and views on another issue which made us think. So bye till then, stay safe.